power of the mighty paradiddle. Let's take a quick look at that. All right. The first rudiments we normally learn are our single strokes and then our double strokes. Every rudiment that comes after that is a combination of the two of those. And the first compound sticking rudiment we usually learn is the paradiddle. All right? Paradiddle is nothing more than two singles and a double. Single, single, double, single, single, double. Right, left, left, right, left, left. Right, left, right, left, left. It's that simple and that beautiful. There's a lot of power in the paradiddle. Now, there are three inversions of the paradiddle. We're not going to deal with them today. We're going to just use the paradiddle in its simplest form. And in its simplest form, it's a four-note sticking, right? So that means that it breaks out evenly in duple meters. So most of the things we hear on the radio in pop, rock, jazz, blues, funk, most of that stuff that we hear, the majority of it is in common time 4/4. And so the paradiddle, four-note sticking, will break out evenly. And by moving our hands around and voicing them differently with that same exact sticking, we can get so many different sounds. The great Gary Chafee has an awesome system that he developed where you use stickings for fills, grooves, and solo material. And you'll take cells, like this is a four-note cell, and stickings, this sticking is right, left, left, right? By taking the sticking and voicing it around on different sound surfaces, you just get a ton of options. So let's look at using it as a groove. All right, first it's the same paradiddle, right, left, left, alternating single paradiddles in its simplest form, no inversion. All right, we're going to move our right hand to the hi-hat. Right, left, left. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Now, if we look at these as 16th notes, then we have a backbeat on 2 and 4. It naturally gives it to us on the snare drum. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Right? So, you have the groove and then you have your basic fill. So, let's just play with that. Now, it's already starting to sound like something, right? And most of you can play that, I'm sure. If not, just work on the basic paradiddle, and once you can play that, you can play it. Now, I'm just doing quarter notes on my bass drum right now. Right, left, 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 right, left, left, left. All right, now let's look at moving our ride over to the ride cymbal. All right, we get a completely different sound. We can also go to the bell of the ride and get a different sound again. And when we bring it over to the drum set, one of my favorites is riding on the floor tom. It's a very, very primal kind of jungle feel to it. So basically we have 4 different ride sounds, right? Now, when you play around with the accent patterns and voicing it differently, the options are pretty much endless. If you're familiar with Steve Gadd, and if you're not, you should familiarize yourself with Steve Gadd. Go to YouTube and check him out. He did a masterclass once where he played for about 20 minutes blew the room away, and then got up and said, okay, I basically just played my entire repertoire. You know, if you have no questions, class is dismissed. Of course, there were tons of questions, but, you know, his point was that with very little you can do so much. He's a master at getting as much mileage as possible out of any particular sticking or rudiment by moving it around, starting it on a different partial. Now, we're not going to deal with displacing it today, but still, there are a lot of things we can do just doing right, left, 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 and voicing it. So, fills. Let's look at a couple of fills. One of the easiest and simplest and most effective is doing the downbeats, right? The quarter note downbeats, which fall evenly on the single strokes on the tom-toms. So that would be a fill. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, you know, or you can do a half a measure fill. So let's groove and put that fill in there. Another fill I really like to use is where I put the single strokes on the toms, the double strokes on the snare, and when you get it over to the kit, you get that very nice up and down kind of feel from the high tom and the floor tom, right? So. And then we'll just look at one more fill, because this is really nice, especially when you're doing that floor tom groove, going down the toms, up the toms, or down and back up, all right? All right, so now we have 4 different grooves, right? Because we can groove on the hi-hat, we can groove on the ride cymbal, we can groove on the bell, and we can bring our groove down to the floor tom, and we have 3 basic fills. Actually 4, because you can just keep it on the snare drum. Should probably be your first attempt. And then bring it over to the toms, and then the singles on the toms, and then down or up the toms. And I have not changed the sticking one iota. Right, left, left, left. That's all it is. So if you can play your paradiddles, you can play this. Again, right now I'm just doing quarter notes in the bass drum. And then when I go to the riding over here, if I'm not riding on the hi-hat, I like to get quarter notes going on my hi-hat to help keep time. But you don't have to do that right now, right? So. Crashes. So that's a lot of variation just with one sticking, and that's just, you know, scratching the tip of the iceberg. So I'm just going to play around with that a little bit. I'm going to, as much as possible, try to not leave the right, left, left. I might throw a couple of the stickings in there. Sometimes it's hard to, you know, stick with one thing when other things are triggering in your brain. But I'm going to do my best to just do paradiddles, all right? All right, so like I said, I'm not going to start displacing it. I'm not going to use the inversions right now, but one thing I do want to do is show you that it can also be used in a triple meter. Like we discussed, that's a duple meter, okay? And it's a 4-note sticking, so it breaks out evenly, right? We can also use it in a triple meter by playing sextuplets or triplets with it. If we keep that accent pattern of the 16th notes and accenting on the downbeat of the paradiddles, but we're playing triplets, it gives us some very, very interesting accent patterns as it goes across the beat line. So I'll just play it right here for now. All right, so now we were playing, these are our 16th notes. We're going to go to triplets, but stick with the paradiddle sticking. Triplet, 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 paradiddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, 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 diddle, triplet, 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 paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. So now if we double that rate and make it sextuplets, it even gets cooler sounding. And we can even use those other voicings if we want, like, so we'll take the singles on the toms, right? Still, it makes a great sounding fill, and again, just a little unusual. Gary Chafee always used to say, if you want something to stand out, isolate it. You know, if you want it to fit in, just leave it in the mix. So what we're doing is we're just leaving these in the mix. Nobody's going to hear polyrhythms going on. They're just going to hear a little interesting rhythm happening. Right. So when would we use this? Say you want to, you're playing a shuffle, right? It's in a swing feel, a triplet feel. Or if you're playing some swing. Power of the mighty paradiddle. And you can play it. I guarantee you can play it. Just start slow. Start with your paradiddle. Start with the duple meter. Start over here on the hi-hat. Don't worry about the rest. It'll come. Play around with that and see the power that you can derive from the good old paradiddle.